Well, still at it again. It comes down to this. They're still at it again. Um, it's getting better. More people are scattering. Last night, big breakthrough. Big breakthrough. Um, I'm sitting at my client's house, okay? And it's like going through everything again. You know, where from my girlfriend's rich and powerful, her family owns the police. She won't be able to withstand. And I told him it's not a communist country, nobody owns the police. And who orders them? Judges, governor, and president. They order them, they don't own them. But they'll give them orders to do stuff. There's a big difference. But judges get arrested all the time. A governor or president could get arrested. Their thing is to police. So it just comes down to, that's where I thought it was Ludic, because they look like Ludic. The one that went to Paymer. The guy that said he drugged me and told me to say something. The one guy with the black hair and glasses that involved me for 4 years. He could be a stinking cousin. They all look like him. Well, I said, you know, it's last October, November, my one client lived in Oakland apartment. They sold the login, everybody knows. They sold it by Christmas 18. It's like public knowledge. So it's like, it's Ludic, right? I'm sitting alone in my house. I go down to my client's down at Oakland apartment. They walk out, it's actually George Beat, the little white Santa Claus that is friendly. His picture was hanging on the courthouse wall. They would have a registry of who was hanging on my picture. 9/18/19. He was joking around with Ludic. They're friends. He followed me for 3 years. Michelle's supposed to be his daughter. And they're friends. I went to leave my client's house on Chevrolet Church Road last night. And some guy screamed out, "Oh my God, it's been both of them." The whole time. It has. It's their family. I want you to think how mentally ill this is. Mentally ill. Dave has a girlfriend. That's the lady that just do it, took credit for my bikes the year before. He's cheating on me. So he's trying to have me killed so he can have everything. And I'm too stupid to figure it out because we've been married 30 years. So he has that girlfriend. And I think he's just cheating. And I'm having all these attempts on my life, and you don't have that many attempts and somebody's not doing it. I look back and I'm thinking, how could I be that stupid? Okay? So it comes down to, then when we move up there, he gets mad because I haven't died yet, and he hits me with the bar in the face. He goes off and he meets Michelle's family. Now, do you realize how mentally ill they are? I mean, think about it. They kicked in my door. Okay? They start watching me. Little button cameras. Watch him make love to me all the time. Me and him live our lives. We make love all the time. Walk around, we're home alone, walk around naked, kissing on each other. We're living our lives. We're married, our kids are grown. Oh, we have the house to ourselves. Right? And his new girlfriend is watching us, stalking us, and letting her mom, her sisters, her cousins, her family watch. See, that's where I wonder how much Dave didn't know. Dave's always been weird. He didn't like anybody seeing his private area. He, very modest as far as that. My dad was a VP over Midwest Rubber, got Dave a job years ago. And he had to take a shower there before they left because they had chemicals all over him. And he even had trouble in front of guys. He finally, after you do it so many times, and it bothered him when he first started working there. He had a hard time getting a shower in front of all those men. And And because there's 30, 50 men, he didn't know he'd have to undress naked, and, there's not stalls on it. But the thought he would let his girlfriend's mother, sister, friends watch him make love to, and her brother, and watch us be naked together? Seriously. Do you realize the mental illness that would be? I don't think he knew. And he was weird when it came to me. He didn't want men to talk to me. Okay? He didn't want them to look at me. But he is the type of guy, if he's done with you, he'll kill you because he don't want anybody else to have you. Because even my one ex-friend, Darlene, she's like, Karen, as weird as he was with you, I'm surprised they didn't try to kill you before he let you go. And when I told her, well, actually he did, she grabbed her purse and ran out. That's why we're ex-friends. Coward. My one friend, Tess, she's like, I'm not afraid of these people. It's like they could hurt you. She's like, I don't care. That's a friend. Now, it's coming down to this. Do you realize how mentally ill Michelle and her family is? And if Ludick is, they're all going to deny this. Absolutely deny this. Okay? Because I went up to the Portage County Sheriff's, confronted them about being in my home before Miss Hall. We had no knowledge of these people being in your home or anyone else's home, nor would we ever be in your home or anyone else's home outside of protected licenses. You have to speak to everyone before you start. So, Fourth Amendment, right to privacy, yes. Or you can't look or listen, yes. So they're talking about stuff that nobody can look or listen. So, that Michelle, his new psychotic girlfriend, his family watching this, is so mad he's making love to me, breaks in, has her drug addict friends date rape drug me. Wake up with bruises, get sick on drinks. It's called needles. So when you walk up and jab them with ketamine, Rufinol, Profanol, ecstasy, you're gone for 4 to 6 hours sleepwalking. Human slave drivers. It's not funny to do that to someone. Okay. And then shower scene in the other room to make me look weird. It's just bitch. The whole thing's childish and bitch. That's why nobody said anything, because it was just them. Like the security guard said, we always knew the tapes before with them and not her, so we never said a word. That's why. Because it was just the girlfriend's family being bitches. And do you realize how mentally ill they are? I mean, you break this down. They're that mentally ill that they would stop me. They'd watch me and my husband make love, live our lives. And she'd get so mad, she'd have those guys break in and date rape, drug me, and tell me to say something stupid, like up with a bruise. Watch me in the shower, stalking me. They got their eyes full. Steve made love to me all the time. And putting a shower scene in the other room, just being an idiot. I was talking to this one guy I'm friends with online. He said there was security cameras outside. Okay. And somebody stole these people's stuff. They had them bad rights. He said the police said they wouldn't look at it. I said it's because it was attached to their house. He said, what do you mean? He said they told him if they catch him with it, they'll arrest him. But they can't look at it. He said, what on earth? I said, it's the Fourth Amendment. You have a right to privacy. And with it being a personal home, they could have photoshopped it. And if it's a business and it's outside, they can use that. But they can't use people's security cameras. That's why police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life. Failure to notify for initiating is abuse and misconduct, and failure to protect is abuse and misconduct, and goes into the right of privacy, illegal search and seizure. See, that's where those police couldn't even use their outside cameras because they got altered. I told him, I said, you got to think a simple app on Facebook. You circle picture, and you click it, and it moves it to the other one. I said, I watched him demonstrate it on Facebook. And he's like, I've seen that too. He said, anybody can Photoshop anything, can't they? I said, yeah, you have the right technology. They can Photoshop videos and everything. I said, I don't know how to do it, but they can. See, my tapes that I have, that I put on the internet, is from Karen Around the House. The state case that agent opened, where they called him and cut a deal with him, and they were friends with him. And because in Walmart, October 2nd to the 3rd, well, actually, Mercy Medical, October 2nd to 3rd, 21, I'm there with headaches from all this, the emergency room. And one of my Protective Life people there said, you know, she's an informant. All these people are lying on her. And the Canton officer's like, well, I'll make sure no one says anything to her. Well, inside there's people in there making fun of me for being raped. Some mean kids. Well, within a few days, I'm at Walmart West Task. So probably by the 4th or 5th, no later than the 7th, I'm in there with my client. And he, they're in there and they're talking about it. It was by the bread aisle, as well as mean kids making fun of her for being raped. Why? Because they're friends. That's why he badgered me on the phone. You know, I should have hung up with him, called the hotline back, and said some crazy agent just called me up and was threatening me. You know, people in the witness protection program, they tell certain people in their family that they're going into it. And they set up meetings for them to see him every once in a while. They do. Like my friend from the prosecutor's office, you can be in any protection program. You can tell anyone you want. They can't say a word. That agent can't say he's going to lift you crazy if you tell someone. And no one can help you. He doesn't have that kind of authority. No one does. And he can't badger you into saying you're lying under a threat of arrest when you're trying to give a statement. I had Dave nailed. It was probably Dave that called him. And he knew it. Because he didn't care I reported the What a Shame guy. But he cared I reported the guy threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle and was seen with the Pizza Hut lady. Because he had Dave. Before I have a phone call to me. Called me a liar. I told him where I was standing, everything. And the Pizza Hut lady getting screamed at by the banker for someone paying her to stalk me. Yeah, these are little rereads. Now, I'm at the Department of Disability on Whipple. Okay. It's October 19th, 22. And it actually is quite outside the room. Another 2 days, there's people out there talking. I thought, how'd you get in the back here? You have to be let in the back. Okay. It's actually quiet on the 3rd day. It's nice. I can hear the teacher. No one's talking outside. I go to leave. Some women are out there. Some people showed up here and said they had special permission to follow around and make fun of her. And we called the police on them. Yeah, stalking and menacing. You don't get special permission. You don't get special permission to be in my home watching me either for Michelle. And let alone date rape, drugging me, and photoshopping scenes. These people are so advanced that agent did open a Protective Life case. Massillon police worker, they mentioned it. Stark County Sheriff's. Canton police officers. Canal Fulton. Minerva Undercover Police. Okay. They mentioned it. And then whoever the boys are, from the Portage County Sheriff, they actually were my security. Canton police seen them in North Canton. Canton police seen them in the back of CSE Bank. See, that's where Canton's been involved because the Department of Disability. They showed up January 19, 22, 11 o'clock in the morning, told them I was drugged and told us to say something before. And they've been around for the shower scene in the other room. They've been around, and they want to make sure if those officers were involved. Because they let them in the back of a bank. And yeah, and they told everybody I was an informant and they were my personal security. But this is, yeah, that's where they didn't get special little brownie buttons. Here on special, I get to stalk Karen and make fun of her. No, you go to jail for that. It's called stalking and menacing. Oh, we had a special permission to watch her underwear in your home. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And you were stalking me and you're wanted for stalking by Maslin and Camp Police. That's why nobody said a word. The police up there never mentioned me or questioned me or wrongdoing. Where they run around, oh, you're weird. No, I was never weird. It's a shower scene. And over 10 people told on him. From Edith Oakland apartment, December 9/21, to the white man bald with dark eyes distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force at 9th Street, to the guys at Bubba's Restaurant, May 12th, 22 at noon, to May 26th, 22, KOC, to Shepler Church Road, my client, then White House next to it. They told her everything was drugged and photoshopped too. All these people have went to the Canton Police and investigators. This is where it's got to the point of ridiculous, and I got a whole list of being drugged and told to say stuff, and I'd have bruises. Do you know how many times I come in, take a drink, get dizzy, and hours would pass, or I'd wake up with bruises? They wouldn't want this happening to them, and it's not funny doing this to a human being. It's mentally ill stuff. Mentally ill stuff. Do you realize the new girlfriend's family breaking and stalking the wife? You want to talk about fatal attraction family? She's getting so mad because he's making love to me all the time. Had the guys breaking in, date rape, drug me, and tell me to say something stupid. I have bruise. Photoshopping a shower scene in the other room is flat out just stupid, childish. That's why no one said a word to me, because it was just the girlfriend's family photoshopping this shit. And yeah, they didn't have a right in my home. And it's just their mentally ill family. And the police can't, I went up and confronted them, they didn't know anything. And they can't say they knew anything. Because, what? And they were part of it for that retired judge. And they can go to jail. And I can own their police department. Because when I confronted them, they knew nothing. And they didn't give somebody a little bozo button up high on special and I can stalk Karen. And they sure as hell can't go along with Melissa's, of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. It was games of pretend. I mean, it took the police a hot moment to find her telling the kids to lie friends with a girlfriend of my husband at the time and telling the kids to make everything up. And they were documenting me games of pretend before Thanksgiving 18. And by Thanksgiving 18, getting caught to Flora that they were making everything up. That they were games of pretend. Laughing. Like Flo said a year later. Of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. It was a game of pretend. They came out and told me, I'm like, oh, Melissa's so stupid, da-da-da-da. First lie, second lie, third lie. They'll make up something, call you a bad word. But, I mean, they're just documenting me games of pretend. My whole family spoke highly of me when I was with Dave. They even mentioned it in front of my one client around Christmas last year. Her family really did speak highly of her before. October 5th, 21, Huntington Bank. Women followed me. And they're by Fisher's on Cleveland Avenue. They still have it. About 1:53 p.m. they come in and say, I don't want Melissa to get no money out of this. That's okay. They knew they made everything up. They didn't want anybody to help her. Well, it would take a hot second. Why would you open your mouth about her when they're trying to kill her? What's your part? Huh? Because like my one client's house out on Turquoise Street, we asked Melissa why she would have those kids make up anything. Well, we were just trying to help them get the house. We told her no matter what, she should have stayed out of this. She can go to jail for this. Accessory for attempted extortion to cover up premeditated murder. She can go the rest of her life in prison. People are playing with hell. And I turned this over to the Department of Justice and asked headquarters to send new people down here because the local ones are just trying to cover up Will's crimes of him being part of this. And he should be ashamed. He could have put me in the witness protection program and moved me and let them have everything. Under God's green earth, you do not become part of a domestic terrorism group. Drugging, stalking, photoshopping is just asshole. And they hacked into the police protect a light case and sold it by Christmas 18. Like everybody said, everybody knows what's going on about our family. And I was out at Rebecca's office a few days ago and Warren. Two of the girls were getting ready to check out. When I went in, I remember seeing them from the beginning of the case. They said, we all know none of this is funny. She almost died to save everyone. I did. That's why people like Vito want to meet me. I saw the locket. I'm a little old grandma that laid her life down to save her family. Lived through a concentration camp set up by my ex-husband and his church and his girlfriend. And I was almost murdered several times trying to keep my family out of it, and I got tortured. Trying to get some lady help said her husband died up there. None of this is funny. They said that all we're a man, where he said every idle word he turned on me, they just run around lying to everybody. Stop being fools. They need to start checking themselves. Domestic terrorism is a group of people stemming from religious or political backing, okay, with threats or harm to human life, to further their own ideology, which their own belief, against U.S. constitutional laws. We have a right, freedom of speech. We also have a right to privacy. We have a right to remain quiet. We have a right to an attorney. We have a right to a fair court trial, bail, and bond. And we have a right not to be mistreated. This is domestic terrorism at the